A Roblox YouTuber is being sued for over $1 million. Let's find out why. So this was initially reported on by the gaming press, which means they did a very bad job of reporting this and basically repeated what the Roblox lawyers had said about this as fact. However, these are arguments put forth by Roblox legal team about this YouTuber whose name is Ruben Slim. So what are these claims that Polygon presented as fact about Ruben Slim? Well, I'll break it down from what was happening in the legal press of action, right? So posting false and misleading terrorist threats to discourage Roblox users from participating in events, including terrorist threats that sparked police activity and a shutdown of Roblox Developer Conference in 2021. Glamorizing the 2018 active shooter at YouTube headquarters and threatening a copycat act of terrorism at Roblox headquarters. Repeated ban evasion and explaining how he evaded ban in certain videos on his channel. They word it differently, but that's what they're saying here. Roblox legal team says that he violated terms of use by engaging in sexual conversations with users, discussing sex acts, engaging in sexual harassment, singling out users or groups to ridicule or abuse them and bully them in the game, attempting to upload a nude image of himself with only a lampshade covering his genitals, using racial and homophobic slurs, as well as trying to upload a picture of Hitler and uploading a sex game to the Roblox site. They also say that he was using, quote, prolific profanity, and I don't know what makes profanity prolific, but okay. Lastly is cyberbullying and harassing Roblox employees and executives, including through libelous personal accusations. So basically he was slandering them in videos, and I'll explain this in a second. The article that reports on Ruben, and also includes his personal details and information, states what the lawyers are presenting as arguments as facts, which, needless to say, is not how you should report these things presented by legal teams. This is bad reporting. An editor at Polygon should have caught this, but you know what? I'm not surprised, because Polygon is very focused on bashing the fascists that exist on Roblox as well, apparently. I mean, if you just look at the comments on this article, these people didn't read anything. But yeah, this isn't fact. This is a legal team presenting an argument, a cause for motion to take Ruben to court for over $1.5 million. I think this is the exact amount of money of which they are suing him for. If you're unfamiliar with Ruben's content, don't be worried. I understand why you wouldn't. His content has exposed a lot of the failings of Roblox as a company, and in my personal opinion, when I got exposed to Ruben's content, it exposed me to exactly why I wouldn't want my kid to play Roblox. So from personal opinion, from me to you, I wouldn't let my kid play it. So there. Ruben's kind of an edgy guy with his content. I wouldn't say any of it crosses a particular line, especially when I watch it. It kind of reminds me of Seth, who's a game reviewer here on YouTube, who has very similar humor to Ruben's, or maybe Maxor. I guess it's something about guys with deep voices creating like based 4chan type humor. But you know, these are clearly jokes that Ruben is making in these videos. He's very clearly being sarcastic. There was also a point worth mentioning that Ruben has a bot that deletes old tweets, and apparently this is because of DMCA trolls that have been targeting his account. This is according to another Roblox YouTuber, and whether or not this is true or not remains to be seen. However, an absence of evidence does not mean that the person is necessarily guilty, especially when it comes to something like tweets, which are really just not what this case is about. The tweets that do have an impact on this case are the ones related to the Roblox Developer Conference. And I'll give examples to help show us as we walk through this. The Roblox Developer Conference allegedly had a fan of Ruben's threaten the conference, right, with this image. This doesn't come from Ruben's personal Twitter account, right, his Ruben Slim account. And it should be worth mentioning that Roblox, 1, went public this year on the stock exchange, 2, has been an object of ridicule for literally decades on the internet, and 3, I can tell you from personal experience, knowing people who used to make Roblox type content, that Ruben isn't the only one looking to stir the pot in this sector, okay? It's just not the case. I will say though, in my research of watching videos about Ruben and the stuff that was going on here, the gun featured in this image is also, I think, the same gun that's featured in this image of Ruben. And I was able to confirm that this is Ruben based on the beard in the picture. So I don't know if they just took an image from his profile and uploaded it on theirs and claimed to be Ruben. There's a very high likelihood that it's a fan who took the image and decided to make a funny haha, I'm gonna threaten the Roblox conference joke. Don't do stuff like that, obviously, but it wasn't posted by Ruben, as far as I'm aware. And I can't confirm whether or not that gun is actually the same one that Ruben had in his picture on his profile, or whether or not it's even a real gun at all. It kind of looks fake to me, but I'm more familiar with rifles and shotguns than I am with pistols, and it just looks a little fake. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Somebody confirm it. And again, because of Ruben's edgy, satirical, kind of like based comedy, right? Anybody who's watched his content would know that a lot of the things he says are jokes or satire or comedy, right? The 2018 threat, I couldn't find an example of that in the content that was on his channel. As far as I know, he hasn't taken anything down, despite him taking down his tweets for the court case, of which Twitter will just, that'll get subpoenaed anyway, they'll get it. I imagine if he did say something like that, it was probably an edgy joke, and Roblox is using the joke as like probable cause that he is encouraging this kind of behavior. You know, I don't personally mind edgy jokes. Where you stand on edgy jokes is your prerogative, right? I'm not gonna tell you where the line is and isn't. I'll just say from the content I've watched of Ruben's, and I've watched a lot in order to make sure I understand what's going on, I don't really think he crosses the line in most edgy humor most of the time. I think there's content creators like Seth, who, I mean, definitely pushes the envelope even more than Ruben. Okay, the next point that I think is a hilarious one to include in this argument by the legal defense team is the circumventing bans. Ruben has been a long-standing critic of Roblox, right? He's used the platform not only for YouTube content, but as a developer of Roblox games himself. You know, he really exposed me to how awful the Robux system is, and I'll leave a link to a video that does an even better job of explaining how awful this system is. Between that and many other business faux pas, Ruben has literally painted a target on his back by just way of reporting on things that are hilarious about Roblox. And he does this in a satirical manner. A long time ago, he used to do a satirical news show about Roblox mixing in its own lore and fiction. Some of the people on the receiving end of this satirical joking have been the moderation, trust, and safety team over at Roblox. In fact, this is considered the inciting incident for the day that Ruben sealed his fate. So the inciting incident features a man named Noble Dragon Bob, who is in the team of trust and safety over on Roblox, right? People said that he was the head of moderation. You see, Bob used his work account to follow personal things, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, when you're part of the Roblox team and you work and professionally represent Roblox over on Twitter, maybe don't follow furry porn artists on your work account. I don't understand why you just can't make a separate account to follow your favorite artist, and I'm not kink shaming, do whatever you want. I'm just saying, in the immortal words of Professor Oak, there's a time and place for everything, and not now. The art, it's like furry bara. I will say that fans definitely harassed Bob for this. I totally believe that happened. It just is very likely. Obviously, don't go and harass anybody. Ruben has also done satirical takes on executives that work at the Roblox Corporation, basically saying that they've said awful things that they didn't say. You know, clear jokes. They're very clearly taken to such extreme levels that they are jokes. The harassment that this has caused is basically Ruben's fans operating on his behalf, which, you know, we've talked about this before on the channel. I don't really think Ruben is responsible for all the dum-dums that watch his content, and considering he does make Roblox content, I'd say there's a fewer younger people there who just like being like edgy 13-year-olds. And to my knowledge, as far as I know, unless something is completely out of my wheelhouse, Ruben is not encouraging this. I haven't seen him encouraging it on anything, really. Ruben has evaded bans, right? His old account names are blacklisted. In fact, he has like a don't say it name, like if you say it in the mirror 3 times, a Roblox mod with a furry profile picture will jump in and immediately ban you, which is just like, I'm getting some weird like Discord mod flashbacks from this whole situation. But yeah, his old account was banned, and then he made a new account, and this is like from 2015, and he made this new account and it lasted till 2018. When he was playing a game and the elusive Noble Dragon joined the game, and Ruben made a joke about unbanning his old account, to which a week later, Ruben was IP banned for making that joke, allegedly. He could have said something else within the week it took for him to get banned, but okay, the sex stuff is another story. I don't know if this could be real or not, and I'm really gonna just, you know, put my hands up and go, I don't know. Because we don't. A lot of the stuff that's 18 plus that ends up on Roblox is really a complete enigma to me. It shouldn't be there, but tons of it passes moderation all the time. On top of that, tons of erotic and like weird roleplay happen on Roblox when it shouldn't. Games on Roblox are sometimes filled with blood and gore and violence that like absolutely like trump some of the contemporaries that these games are copying. You know, you could play a clone of Counter-Strike over on Roblox, but there's more blood in the Roblox version than there is in the real version of Counter-Strike. You know, I don't want to jump the gun and accuse Ruben of anything, of which Polygon has by way of bad reporting. I hate those sites so much. Anyway, I will say that Ruben's humor often relies on him getting a rise out of people in Roblox games where there's some kind of like prison or boot camp or type of roleplay going on in the game. So whether or not this is harassment or there has been slurs that are said remains to be seen. The possibility of that definitely seems like it's on the table. However, I personally haven't seen anything that I would say crosses the line into slurs, homophobia, and racism. Those pictures and stuff are all pre-moderated by Roblox staff, so somebody would have to look at that, see that it was Ruben that posted that thing, and then take it down and give him like a violation on his account. So this way these kind of pictures don't end up on Roblox, you know, in advance. So there's that. Games aren't pre-approved, according to what I heard from another Roblox YouTuber. Somebody can correct me on that if that is the case, and that will be in the pinned comment. But as far as I know, he hasn't uploaded the sex game because he would have promoted it. I don't know why he would promote that. I could very easily see him trying to keep that under wraps just to try and like pass something through the Roblox censor that is just edgy, because he's made comments about how Roblox has unfair and unequal standards with edgy content on the platform. The Hitler thing could also be like a envelope pushing joke, but you know, I'm not trying to like disavow him of anything. I'm just like, based off of the content I've watched, I'm trying to make a logical conclusion rather than assuming he's a fascist or a racist, because I just don't get that vibe. But I mean, the guy could be guilty of all charges, but you know, this is a civil case, not a criminal case, and we don't lynch people for being stupid. Well, I mean, we do, but you know, you guys seem to be like okay with that, so you know, we do that now. Point is, I think a lot of this was specifically to shut Ruben up for the kind of content that he's put out that's made Roblox look bad as a company. This isn't the first time that a company's shut someone down from speaking because they are like, oh, speaking out like against some negative thing that a company is doing. This happens all the time, actually. And yeah, the reason you don't find out about it is because these like multi-million-dollar companies are able to sue a person into shutting up forever because they just can't defend themselves against something so astronomical. Whether or not this is all true remains to be seen, but in the meantime, I did want to get this information out there to people in a way that was less bad. But hey man, those are the people that went to college for journalism. That means they're people that know what they're doing. Anyway, if you're watching this video, it means I'm live on Twitch right now, and that also means that you can head to my second channel and check out another commentary video I put out about Nuxtaku and VShojo. If you'd like to see more of my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell here as well. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my vibe and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pimp, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you?